Refreshing stories. My name is Hiroshi. I'm a top-rated architect. I designed the house that I live in with my wife, Ayane, and her parents. If that's all I said, I would look like this painting of a dream home. But in reality, this situation is the worst of the worst. The root of this hell is my mother-in-law, Rocco. Not only is she arrogant and rude, she'll only think the worst of anyone she doesn't like and do anything she can to take them down. I'm going to work.
I bet it's to find yourself a mistress. What a scumbag of a man.
I'm off on Saturday and Sunday, so I'll be staying put right at home.
Laying about all weekend. What a lazy loser of a man.
Well, then this weekend I think I'll treat my family.
What a kiss-ass. Trying to brab your own family. I see right through you.
Then what do you want me to do? For context here, I originally built this house to live in with just Ayane and our kids. However, my mother-in-law said,
I'm going to live here to make sure Hiroshi doesn't bully my grandchildren, and I'll protect them.
And forced her way into our house. It makes it all worse that Ayane is completely under her own mother's spell. And even my father-in-law, who's a perfectly logical and kind man. I apologize. She's just really, crotchety and irritable, so please forgive her. Simply chooses to turn a blind eye.
Radishes and tofu, two things that I've decided to never buy at the local supermarket. Because if you go to the market in the town next to us, did you know that it's half price for the exact same thing? Don't you think that's so ridiculous?
Yeah, true, it is.
This is why the wife should always handle her husband's wallet, because men don't get it.
Yes, ma'am, I'll do that.
I'm home.
Ugh, we're in the middle of dinner. Can you stop trying to make such useless jokes?
Huh? I don't understand what you're trying to say. I was literally just saying that I'm home.
Well, the way you said it was repulsive.
Well, my sweet Ayane, when did you learn to speak like that?
Oh, is my presence so terrible to you? Should I just not exist?
Well, who knows? Nobody said that, did they?
We're finally having some quality family time here, so can you please leave us alone and stay out of it?
Oh, I'm sorry for thinking I was part of the family, which I technically am. If anything, I'm the one providing for this entire family here. Is there anything you'd like to say, father-in-law?
Sorry.
Alright then. Little by little, I started to evade my own family, and in order to avoid them as much as possible, I was living out of the attic room. I'm going to work!
Hey, every time you go down the stairs, it sounds like an elephant is stomping down. It's so loud!
Oh, is that so? It's nice how quiet your voice is first thing in the morning. What a wonderful noise to wake up to.
Exactly. Morning should be spent quietly and peacefully. Which I was just about to enjoy until you came crashing down and ruined my entire morning. What an awful way to start the day.
Okay.
Thank you, Mother, for saying exactly what I was going to say first.
Isn't that right? Men like that, you have to say it loud and clear for them to understand.
I need to watch and learn from you.
It got to the point where I was going in and out of the house from the attic window, and I wasn't stepping 1 foot into my own home.
By the way, have you seen Hiroshi lately? It's been a while since I've seen him. Ayane? Are you sure he's alive?
Yep, I get messages from him every day, so I assume he's alive.
Sending messages every day at that age? How immature and gross.
I know, it's so annoying, it drives me crazy. Every time I get a message from him, it makes me gag. I want to break up with him as soon as possible.
If you let men like that keep having their way, he just gets more and more attached to his poor wife. So you have to be strong, alright?
I'm sorry I'm not the best daughter yet.
Is there even a point being married? I couldn't understand why my mother-in-law was making me her #1 enemy. I had heard rumors that she's a pretty strong and stubborn person, but since she's the mother of the woman I fell in love with, I thought if I worked hard enough and spent enough time with her, that I could eventually win her over. But I was wrong. If I took 100 steps forward, she would take 101 steps just to take me down. I would give an inch and she would take a mile. And Ayane, who was supposed to be my critical partner, was completely enslaved by her. Maybe life would be easier if I just quietly listened to them and let them have their way. For now, I thought I was safe by hiding and living in the attic room out of their sight, until...
Hey! What are you doing hanging out up here under the roof? What are you, a rat?
Was I in your way?
It's disgusting. Everything about you is disgusting. What are you, sleeping and living under the roof of someone else's house?
You know you're the one that's living in someone else's house.
Ugh, this is impossible. I can't do this anymore. Nope, not at all. When I think about a creature like this crawling under the roof, it makes my skin crawl. Starting today, this is your house.
What is this? Isn't this a doghouse?
Mom, I never met anyone like you. You're a genius.
I bought this just for you. You know it cost me $200. It's a beautiful house. Perfect for you, isn't it?
Oh wow, it cost a whole $200, huh? Are you sure I can live here? How kind.
Why, yes, of course. So please don't ever come inside our house again.
This is hilarious. Hiroshi is lesser than a pet.
Of course he is. He's less than a pet, more like a parasite. You should be grateful that as a parasite you get to live in this house meant for a dog.
Well, thank you very much. A few days later. Woof! Woof!
What? You're actually living here?
Yup.
Oh, Hiroshi, you really don't have to take it this far.
Can you please tell that to your wife?
Well, I think that's something you should tell her yourself, isn't it?
Well, I guess I will then. Is it alright if I say it to her? That you're the one that's a full-grown parasite, you old hag? Are you sure I can really say that?
Oh dear, no. If you say that, she'll explode.
Well then, what do you want me to do?
Well, I was just hoping that the whole family could get along and be happy.
It's impossible with her.
Well, don't say that. Even if we're in-laws, we're still your parents. And maybe if you could just be a little more kind to her, Hiroshi? Or, you know...
Okay, that's enough. Go back to the house already.
Excuse me. You know, I'm still technically your father-in-law.
Shut up and stop taking your time. House! Now!
How peaceful to not have any disturbances coming into the house anymore.
Yup. I don't know what we would have done without you, Mom. I can't imagine how terrible it would be.
I know, right? I'm just glad you've opened your eyes, finally. I was so worried about you, trapped under the spell of such a piece of crap with no freedom.
I guess that's what they call young, stupid love. I'm glad I grew out of that.
Oh man, how did I get stuck with someone like this? I've seen over 100 people with terrible personalities, but it might be the first time I've met someone with that many loose screws in their head. Huh? Hey you there, what are you doing?
My name is Kanata Tanaka. You can rearrange the letters, but my name is still Kanata Tanaka. There's a typhoon coming.
A typhoon? Are you sure? It really doesn't seem like it.
I can sense these things. If you don't evacuate immediately, it's going to be a disaster. You gotta go now!
Excuse me. Can I just say one thing?
Like I said, how many times do we have to tell you not to come inside our house?
Seriously, who do you think you are? We're sick of it.
Well, apparently, there's a severe typhoon approaching, so I was going to tell you the best place to take cover in the event of an emergency.
Why should we have to take directions from you or listen to anything you say? We can take care of ourselves just fine. We know exactly what to do without you. If anything, having to breathe the same air as you is way worse than being blown away in a typhoon, right?
Seriously, if anything, even if we do have to take cover, I sincerely hope it's not in the same place as you.
Exactly! Please don't put us in the same place as you, no matter the situation. So get out! Your house is out there, the doghouse.
Alright then. My apologies for the unnecessary concern. I guess I'll be on my way then.
Ah! What is this insane wind?
This house better not get blown away. Mom! Honey!
Don't look at me! Come on! At least on a day like this, we can let the pet inside!
We don't have a pet! A little roach like that, he can just get destroyed along with that dirt.
I couldn't believe it, but an enormous typhoon came crashing into the little town I called home. Even my house took a huge hit, with all of the windows shattering and half of the roof being completely blown off. It was a major disaster all around.
My goodness, what is this? The entire house is a mess.
My dream home, destroyed.
We're lucky to still be alive, you know. Speaking of, what happened to Hiroshi? Is he okay?
Come on, man, this is blinding. At least turn off your flash. No more flash allowed. Don't they tell you that at the zoo? You guys should know better.
What are all of these people doing here?
Mr. Hiroshi! How was the hero shelter? And how do you feel? Ah, this thing. Even if the moon came crashing down, it wouldn't even budge. Wow, your genius is shining bright even in the storm!
Excuse me? What is going on? Who are you?
We're from Maji TV. We're doing a total coverage of Mr. Hiroshi's shelter and how he built such a masterpiece.
Shelter?
Yep, that's right. Immediately after I was gifted this doghouse, I had reached out to my friend who works in television as I started planning an underground shelter below the doghouse. Mr. Hiroshi, the underground shelter of your dreams is finally complete. Please fill up this hole. What? That's the entrance and exit to the shelter. After all your hard work building this, you're going to close it? This was just the service exit. This is the actual entrance. Isn't this a doghouse? Yep. But of course I couldn't get any furniture or materials through this tiny door, so I dug a hole and created a separate entrance on the other side for smooth construction. I see. By making each step of the process precise and perfectly planned, you were able to complete it so quickly. The drainage system is simple but solid. In the simulation, even if you drained enough water to fill the Tokyo Dome in 1 hour, the humidity in the room only raised by 1% max. Electricity, refrigerator, and even an air conditioner and heater are fully equipped. On top of that, using the least amount of electricity possible, the room temperature can be maintained around 80 degrees regardless of the summer or winter. Cleaning is this easy too. Compost can be put into this dedicated container, and with just one touch, it's all turned into a dry powder. I can also see what's going on outside with this monitor. Is this a security camera? Nope. It's a mirror. A mirror? Yes. It's just a mirror with a magnifying lens. If it's an electronic device, it can easily be broken during a natural disaster, and I wouldn't be able to know what's happening. I see. How smart. In the unlikely occurrence that even the roof caves in, it's possible to live underneath the bed for up to a week. When the emergency device is activated, it will automatically send an SOS signal out. Well, I guess this shelter is basically like a safe for myself. Of course, you can access the internet from here, and it's perfectly usable as a bedroom and a personal office. You can even enjoy karaoke in here. And strangely enough, there was a typhoon immediately after you completed it. So not only were you unaffected, you can attest to all of these functions. Exactly. I just happened to be underground when the typhoon came. But it seems that on the land, the whole town was hit hard.
Hey, excuse you! Why are you the only one having such luxuries right now? It's not fair!
Is that so? I was just doing as I was told. By you.
I never gave you permission to build underneath our house. And plus, where did you even get the money for all this construction, huh?
It's my house. So why should I have to get your permission? The cost was all taken care of by Maji TV.
While you were lazing about underground, do you have any idea what we had to deal with in the house?
Oh, I can only imagine. It looks terrible. But aren't you so lucky that at least you weren't together with me, just as you wished?
Lucky? How can you call this lucky? All the windows are shattered, half of the roof is missing, and we lost everything!
Yeah, that's right. Until the house gets fixed, we can all move down to your underground house as a family.
Oh, that's a great idea!
So, Hiroshi, you're going to live upstairs here in the house.
I'm divorcing you.
Oh, really now? That's perfect. That's one less mouth to feed now, isn't it, honey?
I guess?
Great, so you agree. Are you sure you don't need to take it back? Last chance. All right, goodbye then.
No, wait!
Well, goodbye then. Even if you have second thoughts, don't even think about trying to contact us ever again.
After that,
Yeah!
What is this?
What is happening here?
the underground shelter that I had created was only built to last up to 2 weeks without proper maintenance. If the maintenance period was exceeded, first the electricity would cut out, followed by the refrigerator, air purifier, water supply, water drainage. It would all come to a full stop. The humidity, temperature, and carbon dioxide levels would skyrocket in an instant, and it would immediately become unbearably stuffy with heat and terrible odors. The sewage would flood right back up, and rainwater and insects would no longer be filtered out and also flood straight in. When that happens, there's nothing that even I can do to save it.
Hiroshi, you need to do something about this now.
Oh, Did something happen? You told me to never contact you ever again.
Are you trying to make a joke? Did something happen? The toilets are flooding. There are bugs everywhere. That house is completely unlivable. How dare you leave us there?
A renovation, is that correct? The estimated cost for a renovation of that room would be around $600,000.
Excuse me? Are you trying to charge money from your own mother? This is unbelievable. You're the most shameless man I ever met.
You're no longer my mother, or even mother-in-law. You know that, right?
Okay, sure, that might be the case, but you're the one that built that room. Don't you feel any responsibility for what you've caused?
Well, I was planning on living there myself, so I figured it was obvious that the maintenance would be the occupant's responsibility.
Stop making excuses! You know that all of that is the responsibility of the person who built it.
Oh, is that so? I'll be sure to take note in the future.
Like I said, you need to fix it immediately, now!
And I'm telling you, I will not fix it. Not now, not ever.
Huh? In that case, then I guess we have no choice but to live upstairs. So you better send us all the money that came from damage insurance.
What insurance? I canceled that contract already.
What have you done?
You should just be grateful that I didn't sell the entire house.
You're the worst, the absolute worst, scum of the earth.
Well, then you must be so happy we got a divorce.
Honey, that man is completely useless. Can you believe this? How can he do this to us?
Sure. I only thought this a little bit, but he sure is terrible.
Right? Isn't he? Now how the heck are we supposed to live now? What are we supposed to do?
I don't know. You know that all of our money was coming from Hiroshi's income.
What? Has Hiroshi ever even given a penny to this family? I don't think so.
I'm sorry I never mentioned it, but actually, the one who hadn't even earned a penny was me.
What? So does that mean that now our family...
Exactly. Your income is a giant, whopping zero.
Ayane! This means that you need to remarry with Hiroshi immediately. What? That's our only option. Our family is in a state of emergency, and you need to fix it. Being stuck with him is way better than having no money at all.
Sir! Hiroshi, sir!
Here they come. I bet you're about to say, "Please marry me!" Right?
Please marry me!
Gross. And so, my ex-wife's family went home to a disaster on top of a disaster. Apparently, Ayane's mother, Rako, simply wanted to keep her daughter all to herself, and couldn't help but see me as a disturbance in her life. She got carried away by her hatred of me and threw me out, but did so without realizing that I was the only one supporting the entire family. And so the foundation and the family fell apart. As for me, the TV network granted me a large piece of land to build a new home, and that's where I live and work from now. Thank you for watching all the way till the end. Don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button. And if you have time, please check out our other videos as well. Alright then, see you next time. Bye.